We'd had some initial discussions with Matthew Hurst, the head of collections, and then applied for a research and development grant through the university, which enabled us to put Jack in with you, didn't it?
Jack was working with us in the library primarily, but also using archival resources as well. And it was really good to have him with us. It was a chance to get some important work done that we wouldn't normally ourselves have the opportunity to do. And he did some cataloguing exercises in the library and with the help of the Rare Books librarian at Sheffield University. He also did a lot of subject sampling, so actually for the first time I think in its history we can now navigate the library at Chatsworth at some 20,000 books by subject, which is wonderful because we've never been able to do that before. I suppose the other important thing that Jack did was some research in the archives to point towards the provenance of some of the books in our collection, uncovering things like the Hobbs Library Catalogue and the Wilden Library Catalogue. It
meant that he was able to come back and describe to us some of the materials that was at Chatsworth, and we held these 2 days, didn't we, where we took a load of academics out. You'd put the Paxton letters out, hadn't you?
That's right.
For the landscape person who was there, but then as a linguist I saw the letters and I thought they were just wonderful because you've got this huge collection of letters written between Joseph Paxton, his wife Sarah, writing 500 letters, and it's, for a linguist, that's just a fantastic resource.
That was one of the most exciting things about those 2 days, is having sort of fresh eyes on the collection, if you like, and bringing this material out, which, yes, we're familiar with, but getting a different interpretation of it, different ideas of how we might research what's in there and find out more about what we have. It's very exciting.
The next step, I think, was that we sat down together and with a list of the various projects that we'd identified, and now we're taking these forwards in various ways. We've got 3 that are in the various stages of grant writing at the moment, including my Paxton one. Another way we've taken it forward is by putting in the MA students, the work that you wanted done, but that actually would provide training for our students and some interesting research experience. Absolutely. The experience for the student there was actually absolutely amazing, because when they're MA students, they've done undergraduate research and they're very used to having things presented to them where the work's already been done. Chatsworth, they've got the experience of, by the end of it, they're the world expert on that bit of the collection. They're the ones who are reporting back to you.
And telling us things that we didn't know before. And for them, I think it's an exciting experience having that kind of hands-on with these unique one-off papers. I mean, there's material at Chatsworth that simply doesn't exist anywhere else.
One of the big projects that the students did, obviously, was the Servants project.
Which has been very exciting for us, and again, something that we wouldn't normally have a chance to look at in that much detail.
They did the project where they did some taking information and recording it in a database, and then they also did some oral history interviewing for you. Which
the oral history has been fantastic as well. It's something we've always had an ambition to do, and in the student placement we doubled the number of oral history recordings we have. So a wonderful thing we found, which was quite unexpected, is that some of the people who used to work on the estate, the retirees, and some of the older staff on the estate as well, were so happy and so willing to talk to the students, and I think in a sense opened up much more than they would have to myself or Aidan, which was a wonderful thing to see happen.
And then the students held the small exhibition, didn't they, with their
That's right, which
posters.
was a huge success. I mean, I was really impressed by the numbers who
it was over
came
40,
along to
I
that.
think, for a very, very small student-led, it was drawing people in from across the university.
And Felicity Stout from the university has come in to do some research as well in the archives, which has led to her working with Sarah Main in our education department.
Yeah, again, I think that's one of the great things, is that having, in a sense, established a good relationship with the archives, actually that's then allowed us to open out and work with other people at Chatsworth.